Prophet Noble Drawley. This show today is a promising show because this is where things get realistic. I'm your host, Brother Morris Life, and today's show. But before I get started with that, I gotta give honors where honors is due. First, I'll rise giving perfect praises to Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Honors to his last and divine prophet, Noble Drawley, the founder of the Moorish Science of America, the creator of the Moorish Divine National Movement, to uplift the fallen humanity, to return nationality and divine creed back to the Negro, blacks and colors, Latino, Chicano, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Costa Ricans, Filipinos, and all other names that are national names that allude to slavery. Today's show is Warning Before Disaster. Or should I say WB, the number 4, and D, disaster. Or WBD. Well, some of us tend to know what certain things mean. Certain things that we have grown accustomed to, and it seems like it's unreal. It's unreal because the things that the common people, regardless of what your nationality is, except Moorish Americans, who've already went full throttle and, got land and all that. That's besides Moorish Americans. Latino, Chicano, Hispanics, Negro, blacks, colors, Asians who are supposedly just under the name Asian. We all understand that to a certain degree, we tend to see things in society that doesn't make sense, or why this happened and why does that happen. And we tend to lose track of ourselves because we're out trying to make the almighty dollar. The almighty dollar is what pretty much sustains us in our allegedly daily lives and activity. But money doesn't help you stay alive. It's just an instrument that is used to either to do good or to do bad. You have to make the choice. And the things that we all tend to suffer from is economics and the potential house mortgages going up, and that itself, mortgage means is a noun, which is a death grip on your chokehold on your life. And all these things about paying rent and paying utility bills, I understand food, clothing, and shelter is a major necessity, but there's another way of going around those type of contracts and deals that you've made with whichever water company or electrical company that you make contract with to get utilities turned on, depending on where you are, depending on where you are at in the United States corporation or democracy or United States Republic. What we have to understand is that there's always issues going on, and there's certain things that we can't help, and there are certain things that we can't help that we have no control of. And what I mean by that is we can't control the weather, we can't control the economic system, we can't control what we pay for for our living arrangements because it's always a necessity. But it just seems to me every one who is not aware of these situations are trying to get answers, but they're going about it the wrong way because the doctor is telling them this information about that, and popping pills, and what I mean, and you know drinking too much alcohol, but they talking about do everything in moderation, and everything is all a catastrophe. Islam, I see you, family in the chat. I see you in the chat. Islam. I'll give y'all degrees a shout out. Give me a moment. You yourself have to make a decision and a choice how you want to live your life. Now, not every child learns the same or functions the same. Just the same goes for adults. Adults don't think the same or function the same. Just like the so-called Negro, blacks, and colors, Latino, Chicano, Hispanics don't all function and think the same. Well, if you understand economics and how things are being manipulated within the system itself, and the politicians tend to say they look out for the best interest, but then again, you got a democracy who don't, and all they doing is representing a donkey to begin with, because, excuse my language, but they're making an ass out of us and they're making an ass out of themselves. But it just so happens that we happen to follow the okey doke or the subliminal message of things that appears to be accurate, but it's not factual. So in other words, we got this particular hypothesis that's an educated guess, and the theory is literally supposed to give us the answer whether this educated guess is facts or not. Now, if you can look at a group of body of people, and you look at the group of people around the world who suffer more than anybody, is basically the so-called Negro, blacks, and colors. You know why? You probably asking Brother Moore's life, why you say that, bro? Well, I'm saying that because the Negro, blacks, and colors got too many name changes in the ethnicity versus the European. He's only got one or two, and mainly he's the one that's more specific, that totally does not fit their state of mind, their behavior, which is white. The thing that fits their majority of the 97% of the Europeans is black, because black means pale. Well, let's break that down right quick. I'm going to go, but before I break that down, let's all navigate our minds to a dictionary. If you don't have a dictionary right now, I'm going to navigate you. So please keep all legs and feet, arms in the Moorish boat while I navigate you through the life of definitions of the word white and black. Are you all ready for this? I hope so. Because let's first start with the word B. Start with the B. Go all the way down to the word black. Black. Adjective. What's an adjective? It describes a noun. Is an adjective a noun? No, it's a description. Okay. So black means evil, the devil, and sullen, wicked in thinking, and everything that's demonic. So how can this type of definition fit so-called black people and they're not really black? When this definition, cruelty and and unyielding, unforgiving, this is the definition of black. But this doesn't fit the definition of black people as a whole. it just fits the definition of so-called white people who call themselves white because they want to be inferior, and calling the people black, which is, I'm sorry, the word white is superior, and the black represents inferior. So once we understand that these two, white and black, is adjective, white means innocent. So how are the Europeans innocent when they commit all kinds of genocide, rewrote the Bible and talking about cannibalism, and how cannibalism is basically part of the do this in remembrance of me, and take a bite of this bread. This is a symbol of my flesh. No, we don't do cannibalism. Drink this wine. This is a symbol of my blood. No, we don't drink blood either. So this is all cannibalism. So once we start understanding these type of situations and things that we read, we have to be very mindful of what we partake and what rituals we practice, because it's all demonic. It's nothing. And that's the thing about the Christian teachings, is that it teaches demonic teachings. So if the Bible says you cannot serve two masters, you're gonna love one to hate the other, then that means your Halloween's coming around the corner. Your husband got a Halloween costume, and your wife got a Halloween costume, and your children got a Halloween costume, and they going around rotting their teeth out with poisonous candy, red dye, red 40, which creates hyperactive disorder and hypertension, which leads to Alzheimer's disease. All that sugar, it spikes your blood sugar up. It spikes your your hypertension up, which is high blood pressure. How is that just? I just need the brothers and sisters out there to really start doing some thinking, because even Jesus himself, even if he was alive in modern times, he would not partake Christmas. He would not partake Halloween. He definitely would not partake Easter. And he definitely did not partake, basically, cannibalism and drinking fiery drinks. If you really want to do some homework and research, there are some scriptures out there, and there's some specific ones stating that healthy people don't need a doctor, sick people do. So isn't it true that majority of the people who are the common people in America are sick in the head and don't even know it, don't realize that their body's about to collapse on them at any given time, of cardiac arrest and kidney disease and all these other diseases that is created by mucus? I mean, hey, I can go on for this. Let's keep the facts real. But I'm not here to mislead any brother or sister. I'm just here to present the facts for what it truly is. Now, let me go to the chat. 2 people watching, other people watching on the side. 2 likes. Islam, praise Allah for the likes. Rami, heaven high to you, Islam. Ezekiel, that's a biblical name. Islam, heaven high to you. Daniela Javier, yes, Islam, heaven high to you, and you said you sub. Islam, thank you for your subscription. We have to be very mindful of things that we eat. Once we understand that there's specific things that we cannot eat that leads to our mental state, we're constantly drained, we're constantly always running, and we seem to feel fatigued. It means that your alkaline in your immune system is already shot. And the only way you can get your immune system back to the way it is definitely drinking some cucumber and lemon water every day to release all those toxins and poisons. That way, if you got constant bathroom visits, that means your kidneys are about to ready to give out, and basically you're about to end up on dialysis. So they prefer more dialysis patients, but they still keep putting in this food all these preservatives and all that stuff. Food Drug Administration, you name it. I mean, I can't lie, I can't make it up. It's the facts. So if you're consuming candy corn, oh my gosh, I used to love candy corn, but I can't eat that no more. There's things that I used to eat that I really appreciate, and I'm glad I did in my younger years. But right now, I'm not getting any younger, and neither are you, uh, my brothers and sisters out there. Even if you are Caucasian, you're still my brother or sister. But I need y'all to understand one thing: health is the wealth. Dieting is everything. That means that if you're gonna have to stop eating French fries or so-called French fries, because French did not invent the fries, nor did they invent the French toast. Parlez-vous français? Non. Si. Si como no. Si como si. Right? But that was just a joke. I'm just joking around with my French and my Spanish, but no, I'm not very fluent. But everything goes about making sure that you're doing right with yourself first. Working on your mental state, making sure your mind is healthy. So that means certain foods you have to eat, certain foods you don't have to eat. Certain foods is definitely in the Bible, and you gotta really pick and choose. You can't sit here and say, I'm gonna just follow the Ten Commandments, but my diet is gonna be poor, but I'm obese, I'm about ready to give out. I'm putting too much pressure on my heart because it's the fact that I'm consuming all this fast food. But no one loves me, but the only thing I got is food. Well, if you love food, start with a small diet of certain dishes. Certain dishes will help with your dietary issues, and these things will assist you. I mean, papaya is good. You know what I'm saying? Cucumber water is good. Put some mint up in there. You know what I mean? And you got inflammation problems. You guys got mucus all up in your system. You gotta flush like a toilet. You gotta flush it. You gotta get rid of it, and you gotta like crack down. It's like me, you know what I'm saying? I love eating pizza, you know what I mean? But I do, but it's like, man, maybe I need to settle for pizza probably like once or twice a month. Hot for Sunday, okay, yeah, that's all good, but sometimes I need to like stop eating that for a while. Because what you're doing is you're making yourself look old drinking all them doggone sodas. Yeah, that's right. That's it. Soda. And all the stuff that you consume affects your heart, affects your mind, affects your thinking. You wonder why your children are so hyperactive because you want to give them a frappuccino. So children should not be drinking no coffee. Them alone should not be drinking no coffee. All you're going to do is give them sugar spikes and wonder why they can't calm down. These are the things that is very important, is very valid. But life goes on. You do as you must. But at the end of the day, you gotta make sure that your health is important. Your mama can't do it for you, your dad can't do it for you. You gotta want it for yourself, because anytime you're 19, 18, 19, you're an adult, you gotta pick and choose what you like to eat. Pick and choose that's not gonna give you a rash, or some type of allergic reaction. But all in all, you gotta think about what's good for you, what's gonna keep you healthy, what's gonna keep you going. Some people are allergic to fruits and vegetables, but there's nothing I can say about that. Sheesh, man, what you gonna do? I guess your lifespan being cut short. Right now, I'm drinking some cucumber lemon water, and man, it's good. It's refreshing. Grapefruit is good for the brain, for the mind. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta really pick and choose. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the one to be passed out having cardiac arrest. You don't. For doing the wrong thing and not fitting to a dietary law and not being obedient. You read your Bible, but you still want to eat the scavenger food. You want to eat the shrimp and scrimps and lobster and pig and all this other stuff. I'm like, gosh, do you, man. Yeah, you keep eating that pig. Guess what? Them trichinosis worms gonna straight attack you, and you wonder why you so hungry so much. You never sit down and think for yourself, like, what are you gonna do if you got children and you're having a poor diet and you're not gonna live around to see your grandbabies? Shoot, young people are passing away like flies dropping out the sky. It's weird. The worst thing you can give a child who is still brain is still forming and still functioning, still growing, is you don't want to give your children no chips. That's a trip, chips and soda. That's like a trip to straight to the dialysis center. You might as well just give out on your kids. You might as well just go ahead and get in line, because that's where you headed to. But yet and still, you have no idea what you're doing. You think you know it all. You think chips is all good. Trust me, I love to eat some chips, but man, not anymore. We always have to be very mindful of the things that we say, things we do as far as actions, and what we eat. Because if you don't want or love for the people as you want for yourself, then you're just messed up from the start. You might as well just go ahead and just serve the devil. Because guess what? You're not going to win this one. We have to be, what's what I'm looking for? We have to be very observant of self to figure out what is going to work for us and what doesn't work for us. And this is everything we do, from the way we rest, the way we eat, sleep, drink, so on and so on. I mean, I'm not saying don't give up on a bag of chips, but sometimes, you're feeding for a bag of chips, go get the small one, you know what I mean, and chew on that one. But if you're ever in a situation where you have no choice, hey, do as you must, but don't go out there trying to harm everybody and be disrespectful, because whatever it is, how you treat your children, that's how their children are going to treat their children as adults. So we have to be understanding of each other and learn not to be disrespectful and step on people's toes and not say, excuse me. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that, sir. Oh, okay. Good day. There's nothing wrong with apologizing and admit where you're wrong, especially if someone calls you out on it. I mean, I can't call it, I would like to, but that's the way the ball bounces, that's the way the ball dribbles. At the end of the day, your health and happiness is everything. And some people, misery loves company. They think because they're your best friend, they can sit here and throw all their problems on you, their financial problems, you bail them out, then you might be the one that end up broke behind that person. Broke, no joke, is what they're going to be calling you. Because you keep casting your closest one. Don't know when to grow up. Don't want to know when to man up. Don't know when to woman up. Always want to be a child. Don't want to grow. You gotta be mindful. Take consideration. If you want to live a good, long life, young people, follow the Ten Commandments. You can't go wrong with that. Follow the dietary law. Follow everything that's related to what is pleasing to the Most High, now for yourself yourself. Because, some people just want to do what they feel, but doing what they feel is like saying, I got free will, I got a choice, and I'm going to do whatever it takes because it feels right. Sometimes we don't recognize that we're doing harm to ourselves. Do we understand the conditions thereof? Do we understand what hardship we throw on other people because based upon our decisions and our actions, how we act in public is everything that we do is telling on ourselves. As they say, it's called self-snitching, but I don't agree with that because you listen to a person long enough for 15 minutes, they're going to tell on themselves. But based upon my experience, everyone who I thought was not good to be around me, they already proven it already. And I'm just waiting for them to unfold and tell on themselves. We cannot sit here and accept lies and deceit because this is something that we're accustomed to. We're never going to grow until we decide that, okay, enough is enough, this is it. I can't take it no more. When we decide to grow up and accept responsibility and hold other people accountable for certain situations that's going on, then we have to hold the people accountable, the one who is running the economic system, running the educational system. So what's the point of getting a good education in school when all you're going to do is be lied to, but yet and still people say this is the greatest country in the world, but look at the unemployment rate. Look at the people who got college degrees and can't get a job. Let's look at all the people who graduate high school and they still have a hard time getting a job. So how is this country great if the system is designed to incarcerate people of olive melanin skin who are so-called black and Latinos, Chicanos and Hispanics, and everyone else because they want to take control of the situation. In order to break up a family, number one, you got to break up the economic system. You got to make it seem like where the husband who's working so hard, working 2 jobs, mom is working 1 job, or may not be working, but yet still the economic system says, okay, we're going to have to lay you off. So what is the father going to do? He's going out there trying to find more work. No matter how hard he works to find work, he's still not successful. Wife is coming down on his case, why he not working, why he not trying to find work. But yet still, he's doing everything he can. And it causes a separation between husband and wife and children. So now the wife is the one to take responsibility of the head of household. And all of a sudden now it's like, dag. Mom got to raise the babies all by herself because the father can't be in the household. He don't have a job, and every time he try to find a job, they turn him down, whether he's military, whether he's an ex-gang member or not, tattoos or none, whatever the case may be, or you're overqualified, or you're to this, you're to that, and so on and so on. Once the other people start understanding the conditions, then their state of mind will change. But in order for you to be wise, you have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of foes, and a lot of desperation, a lot, cries, and death in the family, and death with your teachers, and you know what I'm saying. And then you got to deal with the Walking Dead. Then you got to deal with the Night of the Living Dead. On top of that, because none of these people are conscious, like they say they are. Then you're getting bullied a lot. Then you got to worry about people jumping you because they don't like who you are or whatever. You know what I'm saying? These are constant peer pressures in life and things that people go through on a daily basis, but all they do is seeking for help. And then now you got young people committing suicide because they're being ignored by the school staff or whatever. And once that person started going medieval and start stabbing the children, these young people, because they won't leave them alone and giving them swirlies and dunking their heads in the toilet. That's what a swirly is. And you know what I'm saying? I remember a time when I was first joining junior high, they used to call those scrubs. And man, toilet bowl washer, 7th grade, 8th grade. Dang, I forgot how they used to call it way back in the day, but man, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, it was hard, but I just put it like this. I lived through it to understand the conditions of what young people go through, because growing up is not easy, but then again, you gotta deal with peer pressure and all this other stuff. So then, you know what I mean, you eating poorly, you eating fast food, you can't go home because mom can't cook because she's at work, and no matter what you do, you just try to get something to eat. So it's like you're eating poorly, your diet's poor. Every year you're constantly sick. Your mom got to take off work to take you to the doctor. So that means she's losing pay because she's not at work. So no matter what the situation is, it's like, man, no matter what you do, it's not good enough. So when you understand where poor dieting takes a toll, it takes effect. It takes effect where you have to worry about trichinosis worms, and these ones go straight through your bloodstream, and these ones ain't no joke. You gotta kill these parasites with pineapple or something. I can't make it up. But when we understand where the original dieting came from, the bacon, the eggs, the sausage, toast, orange juice, and homogenized milk, and we understand where the colonists got that idea from, that's for them. And you wonder why our children are so sickly. They can't think straight. They have low self-esteem, because whatever goes on in a home is reflecting how the children are reacting while they're in school, not sitting down and being disobedient because either mother or father don't care, or just say, like, here, take some money and do this, sell your drugs or whatever, just so you can have some clothes or whatever. I mean, who tells a child that? I mean, that's child neglect. You know what I'm saying? So once we start understanding certain conditions and situations, then we begin to understand where the parent, mother or father is not in the home, where they're out there tricking. Mom's is being a prostitute, father's being a harlot, with his pants sagging down like he looking like a youngster, trying to catch younger women who is tired over 30, tired over 20, whatever the case may be, but yet still being promiscuous on the street and impregnate all these babies like the slave master is breeding us on a plantation. You can sit here and think what you like, think what you want, but my thing is this: if you gang banging on a plantation. The land don't belong to you, even though you have access to the land. So you got to go through certain necessary steps to get access to your land. And as far as gang banging is concerned, oh man, that's some 1700s gang banging type of stuff on the plantation, as I said on my last shows. But once we start understanding these dynamics and these negative energies, then we will come into consciousness where we want to change. And some majority of the so-called Negro Blacks and Colors won't change, but they don't know how to activate that change. You see what I'm saying? Latino, Chicano, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Costa Ricans, Filipinos, Don't know how to activate that change. Talking about democracy is good. You know that democracy represents a donkey, represents an ass. They make an ass out of you as they make an ass out of us. We over here fighting over territory that is being governed by the bank, that's owned by the bank. Who owns the bank? Who owns the banking system? It's not the so-called Negro, blacks, and colors. It's the Rothschild Rockefellers. I keep saying this in my shows, family, but I think that a lot of young people like yourselves, some of y'all are aware of this. The rest of y'all are just straight mentally and audio and visually impaired, deaf, dumb, and blind. You don't know whether you're going over there to take a piss or you're going to go do your homework. You don't know whether you want to hang out or ditch school. See, these are the things where the isolation of father and mother needs to be in these young people's lives, because the young people are the ones who are suffering greatly. But it doesn't mean that you have to come out and commit crimes. You have options. You have choices. So what if your father and mother wasn't there? All is well. But I know that it takes a good mother and a good father to be responsible, to be able to raise their children, to be upright, independent, and very uplifting. So once we start understanding our conditions and where we look around and looking at ourselves in the mirror and looking at where the problem begins with you, but also mainly begins with the slaveholder. So once the slaveholder took that physical grip off of you, you never took the grip off of your mind, because now you stay property. You got a birth certificate, right? Okay, well, enough said. Birth certificate never says that you're an American citizen. Matter of fact, your Social Security card don't even say American citizen. It just says USA. And we already know that calamities and catastrophe is coming because we tend to lose sight of the goal. We tend to worry about what's going on in the media, Rihanna, P. Diddy, and all of them. You know, J. Cole and all them ones. Forget them. If they're not saying nothing uplifting to better your condition, then why listen to them? Why bother yourself? Why entertain evil? Because whatever you listen to, you're going to consume. It's going to overtake you. So once you understand that whatever you listen to is going to take a toll on your consciousness. Whatever you see is going to take a toll on your consciousness. What you smell and what you taste is going to take a toll on your consciousness. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and touch, which is the 5 senses. Well, the 5th sense is really instinct. But love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Disciple of America. Until y'all understand that, hope the worst is not yet to come for y'all. We're just recently out here in California. We just had an earthquake. You know what's going on right now? It's an unbalance. The tsunami hit California. Unbalance again. We got so many people being boyfriend and girlfriend, where to the point where it's not even funny anymore. This is getting real serious, and Allah's not pleased. So once we start growing and understanding different dynamics, then we can be able to see where we stand in life and where we can change our condition to do better. Once we do better, we think better, we eat better, and everything that I'm speaking to all has a domino effect. This particular dynamic of domino effect all takes a toll in our health and our consciousness. If we can't uplift the people, then what's the point of speaking radical and agitating speech And slander and defamation of character. What's the point of calling someone black when black means death? It never made sense. Some things I never understood. And certain things I'm never going to understand. Certain things, in other words, what I'm saying, it's just best to leave them alone. Leave them issues and conditions alone. Don't question people. Because whatever you consume is going to mess with your psyche. Whatever you see what's going on, it's going to take a toll on you. It's going to affect you one way or another. Me personally, I see so much craziness going on where a lot of people lose sight of the goal. They have no idea. They have no idea. All this stuff about immunization shots. Jesus said, I am in the world, but not of the world. Yeshua. You know? We gotta be up on our P's and Q's. Just because certain calamities in life happen to us, where we experience death in the family and multiple deaths, it's just to teach us that we have to want to do better. We have to want better for ourselves as we love ourselves. We tend to lose sight of what's ahead of us instead of staying stagnant on one situation or issue. That's the facts, family. That's the facts. A lot of things I'd love to make up, but I can't. Be happy for the blessings you have. Now, I can never understand why people say, count your blessings. Last I checked, I already ran out of count. I got so many blessings, it's like it's an infinite number right now. As a baby, can you count your blessings? I don't think so. Could you count as a baby? Can you count when your mom was in your womb? No. So how can you count your blessings? So I'm gonna take a quick break right quick. Give me a moment, family. I guarantee y'all, in 30 days, 30 to 3 to 5 months, you start drinking this lemon water, you start eating right, there's going to be a lot of changes about you. There's going to be a lot of changes in the way you think. Remember, pineapples get rid of parasites. But, you know, I notice that when I speak to people, I go out on the public streets and I speak to people. I compliment a sister. Sister, you're a very beautiful sister. I have to say so myself. At least you say thank you. Some people know how to accept compliments. Some people be like this. Oh, here she come right now. You over here trying to compliment me, and I don't like it because I think you just trying to get between my legs. Oh, wow. Here we go again. But you know what, though? You're cute, though. But I, I thank you for the compliment, but you just not my type. I don't want to be your girlfriend. I never said I want to be your boyfriend, anyways. Oh, stop it. You know you want this. You just like the way I twerk. You like my body. You know what, sister? You're a very beautiful woman. I have to say so myself, but right now, I can't even entertain this conversation with you. Oh boy, here we go. Come on now, you know you want all of this. No, I don't. My preference is not you. I'm like Chris Brown. She ain't you. Yeah, she ain't you. We gotta be mindful of who we entertain. But I thought you was looking at me. I was looking at you. I was just admiring the beauty, nothing else. Oh, see, why you gotta come at me with that Chris Brown song talking about she ain't you? 'Cause she ain't you. Oh boy, here we go. You called me all the way over here just to talk to you, and all of a sudden, it's like a desert outside. I thought I was your cup of water. What? Oh my gosh. I think you're overstepping your bounds a little bit. Don't you think so? No, I thought you just wanted to be with me or just talk to me or something. I thought you wanted my digits. I thought you was thirsty because it was a desert outside. Yes, it's a desert outside, but I will definitely not drink you. But you can go on about your business now. Thank you. Bye. Whatever. Okay. Shoot. And these are things that I have to go through time and time again, randomly in my life with Jezebel women, if you know what I mean. I know you ain't talking to me. No, I ain't talking to me. I'm talking about somebody else. Mind your business. You gotta be very mindful of who we entertain, family. Because, man, Jezebel women, they're no joke. That's why it's just best for you to stay single until you meet the right person. One of my beloved loved ones waited for a for some time for him to meet his wife. And man, beautiful family. Praise Allah. That's all I can say. But at the end of the day, we gotta make sure we're doing right for ourselves. And make sure we respect our mothers and fathers, regardless of what wrong they do. That's what we must do. If your mom and pop don't want to recognize what they did wrong, leave them be. Because you're not going to win an argument. There's things that you got to do to not agitate the conversation or provoke the situation. Number of young people are dying every night behind provoking the situation or issues. Before you get into any altercation, use your head and think. As my islander friend said, use your coconut. Use your brain. Think. That's what you have to do. There's a little saying I used to joke about when I was in junior high. You live, man, what did they say? You mind your own, you live long. What? I don't tolerate disrespect. That's one thing I don't do. It's all about uplifting each other. I may not agree with certain things that people's lifestyle is, but all I know is there's a princess out there who is definitely going to be wise one day. Right now she's living a lifestyle of choice. And as soon as she gets wiser, I pray that she overcomes certain obstacles in her life to do better and want better for herself. And I'm proud to being a father of many young people who are not from my loins, or I did not impregnate their mom, but it's good to know that these young people really acknowledge me as a father figure to them. And being a father figure comes with a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of filtering of things that I have to say to the princess out there who is growing to be a mature woman. Love you, princess. To all those children out there who I mentor, who are like children to me, love you guys, and I pray that you guys take heed to what I'm saying. Because before this internet and computer and everything shuts down, we gotta make sure that we're prepared for combat. That's what we have to do. Preparation of food, water, everything prepared. We gotta do as we must, family. If certain religious organizations are not going to assist us, then why stay with the religion if it's only giving you some type of spiritual way of life? But yeah, and still you're losing out. So when they shut down religious organizations, there's nowhere else to look for help. Because their doors are going to be closed. One thing in life, family, is the best advice my father gave me was think before you speak Think before you react. These things are very important. Because if you make the wrong move, then you'll be put in checkmate. Sometimes it's best to reflect, get away, get some rest, enjoy yourself, enjoy life, be around family who is sincere, who loves you dearly. And to my family out there, I love y'all. We will kick it again soon, I promise. Shout out to my family. Peace and love. Yes, my family name is Life. And all the family, the Life family, peace and love to you all. It was a great family gathering. Life family reunion. Man, that was a nice t-shirt. Well, we gotta admire and love each other. Accept ourselves for our flaws and forgive our families members for their flaws. That's what makes a family unite. And owning up and responding to the family and admitting where you're wrong at. That's all you gotta do. It's gonna shut down a whole argument real quick, I promise. And I'm promising this because these family members of mine, they will test you, but then again, at the end of the day, and when you separate in the world, remember the relation that binds you to love and unity. Prefer not strangers before our own blood. With our brothers in adversity, assist them. With thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortune of thy Father contribute to support of his whole race. It is care we continue to you all, your love to each other. Excuse me. And your love to each other. That's very important. So, I'm going to go back tomorrow for another show of Lessons in Life. These shows of Lessons in Life are going to be about 20 minutes. It's not going to be a live show where I'm going an hour right now for this show right here. But it was great to see my family. All I can say is I love y'all dearly. Peace and love. I'll speak to y'all soon. And thank y'all, the people in the chat, for the 2 likes. And for the and shout out again to Daniela, Ezekiel, and Rami. Shout out to all those who are watching this live show who are a little bit too shy to get into the channel. Peace and love. Islam, Islam, Islamism. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation, by night and by day. There is no prophet. He Amen. Islam. So y'all be safe on those roads and practice love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. amongst the common people. Peace and love. Islam.